Come with me to Celtic Park to see Celtic versus Dundee in the Scottish Premiership, but more importantly to see Martin O'Neill's last game in charge of Celtic. The news broke as we were driving to the game that our new manager would be Wilfred Nancy and that he would be taking up his position as the next Celtic manager the next day. As much as I have loved just about every single minute of Martin O'Neill's unexpected but very welcome return to Celtic, I'm really excited by Nancy and can't wait to start the much needed rebuild of this squad. To the game in hand though, and it was an unchanged team from our weekend trip to Hibs. Celtic settled into the game quickly with plenty of positivity and we created the better of the chances as you would expect against Dundee. I was reading a really interesting interview with Mark Fotheringham this morning and he spoke about encouraging vertical passes forward to create more 1v1 opportunities, and that has definitely been more evident of late, and especially for Dyson's goal after just 11 minutes. Firstly with the ball over the top from William Scales out wide to Sriracha, and then a beautifully weighted pass by Hatate to Yang, who was unlucky to see his shot saved by the keeper, but only as far as Maeda, who took a really nasty knock in the face in the process from the Dundee defender. So it was game over for Dyson at this point, who headed down the tunnel to receive treatment, but after about 5 minutes or so he emerged with a bandage and a bulging eye. In all honesty, I don't really think he looked like he should have been back on the field, especially after such a forceful head knock. Dundee actually had a big opportunity to get themselves back level after a pretty dodgy pass back from Scales, but the shot came off the post and we managed to clear it, although I think it would have been offside anyway. I'm struggling to remember the last time we played at Celtic Park and one of our players didn't go hobbling or holding onto their hamstring, and tonight sadly it was absolutely no different. Tonight it was the turn of Sriracha, who looked distraught hobbling around the pitch after being replaced by Katie. He created another couple of chances in the first half, but with a few lengthy injury stoppages the game became quite scrappy and we didn't really get into any kind of flow into the second half, and it was another pretty terrible 45 minutes of football, not helped one iota by another awful refereeing performance. The Dundee goalie was somehow awarded a free kick after he completely miskicked the ball outside of the box when he was dispossessed by Maeda and then dived to save it with his hands. Just one of the few laughably bad decisions. Dyson had the best chance to double our lead right before the full-time whistle and he was unlucky to see his shot come off the post. Not bad for a guy who could barely see out of one eye. It was one of those exciting midweek fixtures where all the other teams were playing at the same time, and keeping an eye on the other scores and results was probably the most interesting and exciting thing about the second half. After a pretty nervy end to the game where we just couldn't keep hold of the ball, the referee finally blew his whistle and we had the chance to say goodbye to the legend that is Martin O'Neill. He has truly been a breath of fresh air at Celtic over the last 6 weeks or so, and I actually think his now famous tracksuit should be retired in his honour. He was very quick to ensure that the impressive Sharmoni and Fozzie got their moment in the spotlight too. The cynic in me would suggest that this is probably to try and take some of the spotlight away from him, but it's probably the only thing he's failed at over the last month or so. And as much as he was desperate to get off the pitch, the fans just couldn't get enough of him. This was our moment to say once again, thanks for the memories, Martin. It has been a wild and emotional ride. Celtic